Right. Mark Levin and Tucker Carlson.
Oh, boy.
Marky Mark is not happy because he and Ben Shapiro and all these guys over the last few years have had this thing where they can guilt people into backing off their opinion of Israel or them or whatever. Well,
right.
The guilt isn't working anymore, but they're still trying it. And there's nothing worse than running a very obvious guilt trip, a disingenuous guilt trip that you don't believe in, and people not buying it. I mean, I watched this clip, and we'll watch it here in a second. Watching Mark Levin try to brainwash his audience is, number one, very cringe. And number two, I thought about the person watching this who actually believes it. And I went,
that would make me sad.
Oh, ew, it's so gross. So Turning Point USA, they see all this drama happening. You know, Tucker Carlson had Nick Fuentes on his show.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, Mark Levin, Tucker Carlson is anti-Israel and anti-America, and he's against Trump. You know, it's funny watching all these Jewish never-Trumpers who hated Trump from Jump Street. Now that they've been able to co-opt him into not releasing the Epstein stuff, bombing Iran and being a friend to the bankers, now all of a sudden they love him. He's great. And if you criticize Trump and try to be a MAGA type person, they go, well, this person, he doesn't like your president. He doesn't like Donald Trump. Don't we love Trump? There was a gross part of that debate between Dave Smith and Justin Hammer about Israel.
The one we played last week?
At Turning Point USA.
Oh.
Where
Turning Point USA.
Hammer and Dave Smith were on stage. And Hammer, who again was a never Trump guy, tried to get the audience to turn on Dave Smith by going, he said bad things about Trump, and we love Donald Trump here at Turning Point USA, don't we, guys? And it was the most like Jewish manipulative shit I've ever seen. Here,
it's different regions of the world, so that America can then focus on China.
That they may live.
It's
of the position.
This is Charlie Kirk here
as well. So Josh, welcome. Great to have you.
Great to be here, Charlie.
Also, Dave Smith. Dave is the appeared.
Let's go to where.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you. War after, but they have influence.
We'll get to inform the audience of this, that the actual leader of the Israeli right back in 2002, a man by the name of Ariel Sharon, vehemently opposed the Bush administration going into the country. Seriously, my friend, you deserve this. You all are card-carrying members of it. We here are part of that. The good news is that while no one should be afraid of debate, and this debate is a nice thing here, the MAGA movement is actually quite unified. Believe it or not, all the talk to the contrary when it comes to these issues.
Boy, that didn't age well. But he's going to get to a part here where he goes, and he said bad things about Donald Trump. Isn't that bad? And I've seen Shapiro do this. I've seen Levin do this. I've seen them all do this, where they think all you goy are retarded, and they feed you slop, and they go, be happy, pigs.
Overwhelming majority of self-identified MAGA Republicans support close U.S.-Israel relations. According to a CBS News poll, moreover, Trump supporter. Donald Trump, Dave Smith, June 16th.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, here's where he's going to start going.
He got the transcript.
Yeah.
God,
he's at least partially responsible for the two worst, a little bit of a highlight reel here. What did Dave Smith say about this? After the recent Operation Midnight Hammer B-2 bombers in Iran, 94% of self-identified MAGA Republicans supported President Trump's dropping those B-2 bombs on Fort Natanz and the other Iranian facilities there. This is a wildly popular policy there. What did Dave Smith say about this? He re-upped his now years-long crusade to call for Donald Trump's impeachment. Y'all probably don't know that about Dave Smith, do you? He's now called for Donald Trump to be impeached multiple times.
Isn't this terrible, you guys? Because we all love Donald Trump. Dave Smith, who criticizes Israel, doesn't like Donald Trump. Isn't he the worst?
To be fair, they never wanted him impeached. They simply never wanted him in the first place.
Right. Yeah, you know, Hammer, Shapiro, Levin, that's true. They never wanted him impeached because they never wanted him to be president.
In the first place.
Yeah.
Dave, look, I mean, I don't like when people misquote me either. You probably don't like when people misquote you. So I actually have a little bit of a highlight reel here of Dave Smith's tweets over the years. Dave Smith, March 19th, 2024. Donald Trump is responsible for around 500,000 deaths in Yemen and between the weapons to Ukraine and the Abraham Accords Jerusalem embassy. He is at least partially responsible for the two worst humanitarian crises in the world. He's a war criminal who should spend his life in prison. He is calling Donald Trump a war criminal who should spend his life
and don't you guys hate that? Like, do you see how, am I wrong, or is this just manipulative?
It is manipulative because, again, we know for a fact you guys weren't really on. And here's where it's, if he willingly capitulated to all the stuff that's going on in those areas and yeah, that is almost war level. Here's the thing. I kind of view what's been happening in the Israel-Gaza area as worth investigating of war crimes on multiple sides.
Well, and it's just, you're supposed to be in a debate with Dave Smith. Instead, you're trying to manipulate the audience to dislike him instead of bringing up good points.
Well, this is a classic MAGA America tactic where we bring up old tweets.
Right, because we're supposed to be super for that.
Yeah, because we're cancel culture.
Yes.
You should be livid at that. I am livid at that as a Trump supporter. Donald Trump, Dave Smith, June 16, 2025. Trump allegedly had full prior knowledge of Donald Trump has now launched an illegal war of aggression against Iran. The risk of an absolute catastrophe is very high, and the benefits are not.
So he continues.
He literally said, "I'm not going to let Iran get a nuclear weapon." And guess what? He said, "I oppose a neoconservative foreign policy." He did both of those things with Iran. He deprived the Iranian regime of nuclear weapon while not losing a single.
I mean, it's easy to deprive a country of nuclear weapons when they don't have nuclear weapons.
Yep. If we just blow up anything resembling infrastructure and call it nuclear weapons, we'll never get them.
American sailor, soldier, Marine while depriving them of nuclear weapons.
I stopped my dog from driving a car today.
You did?
Yeah, I'm a hero. I saved everyone in my neighborhood's life because I didn't let my dog drive the car. Forget the fact that he has no capability to drive a car or start a car or do anything with a car. I stopped him. I'm a hero.
Finally, Troy, I'll end on this.
And I stopped him by bombing his house and murdering his family.
Dave Smith, July 8th, 2025. In the last month, Donald Trump has launched a war of aggression on behalf of a foreign government, exploded the debt, announced that he's continuing the Biden policy of arming Ukraine, and covered up a giant child rape operation. So, according
all of those things are 1,000% accurate.
Yeah.
Those are all things that Dave Smith or that Donald Trump did.
You can love Donald Trump, but let's be honest, those things did happen.
Yes.
Donald Trump is not just engaging in wars on behalf of foreign governments. He is also covering up the world's giant pedophilic child sex trafficking ring, allegedly, I presume, on behalf of a foreign government as well. So I'm disgusted, frankly, that this man is on stage, but I'll end it at that.
Okay, well,
I'm disgusted that he's even on stage. It's disgusting that he's even here. I'll just end it at that. Ugh. Great impression of a Jewish mom.
I'll end it at that after I've said every possible thing I can effing think of to say.
Yeah. Trucker 18 Wheelers with $1 says Hannity, Shapiro, Levin, Joe Pags, and many more were all never Trumpers now choking on Israel dick. In fairness, all of those guys have been choking on Israel dick for decades.
That's were just not a new trend.
The new trend is them being MAGA all of a sudden. So this is Mark Levin on his radio show. Turning Point USA said, hey, I've got a great idea for our next debate. All of these people are shitting on Tucker Carlson for talking to Nick Fuentes. Why doesn't Mark Levin show up in Scottsdale, Arizona and debate Tucker? So Tucker, being a man, goes right to Mark Levin and texts him, hey, Turning Point wants us to do this debate together. I think it would be a great idea. Mark Levin read these texts on the air. I'm guessing because he thought they would make him look good. I don't know what gave him that idea. But
I don't think Tucker's being secretive about it.
He's not. This is Mark Levin on Tucker Carlson asking him to debate. Now, this is the same thing I thought with Ben Shapiro when he was talking to Megyn Kelly, like, Tucker didn't interview Nick Fuentes the right way. And it's like, well, then you interview him.
Right.
Show us the way, Ben. Show us how you should interview Nick Fuentes. That would be perfect.
And if you won't do that, at least have a having a face-to-face debate with Tucker seems like the next best option.
Sounds like a great idea.
I got a very strange text this morning from Tucker Carlson.
Strange
10:16 a.m. I'll read it to you for verbatim. Good morning, he writes to me. The leadership at Turning Point has asked me to debate you at their event in Scottsdale in December. I'm happy to do it, and I hope you'll agree as well. Beyond the personal insults, which I'll try to keep to a minimum, There are real and important ideological differences between us, and I think the country would benefit from an extended conversation about them. So again,
weird text. You hear that? He said, I got a weird text from Tucker Carlson.
I'm waiting for the weird part.
That sounds like a remarkably well-measured and polite text asking about a debate.
And he's completely honest about himself, saying, like outside of the personal barbs, there's a lot to cover here, and I'll try to keep those to a minimum. He's not even saying like, oh, I won't do this. He's being honest with who he is and his intentions. What more do you want?
Exactly. And now listen to Mark Levin's response. Tucker said something great. He goes, I think the country would benefit from hearing our different ideas. You have to understand, one thing these Zionists don't want to do is discuss differing ideas. America needs to stop acting like Zionists love freedom the way we do. They don't.
No.
They
They've
want
been
to
undermining it for a
control
while.
the narrative. It was like that Hammer guy trying to manipulate people into hating Dave Smith instead of debating him. They want to control the narrative. They want to be in charge. They don't hold the same values you do. And you can say it's, they're triggered from the Holocaust. They have bad memories. They're traumatized from it. That's fine. That's okay. God damn, that's understandable. But please do not act like people like Mark Levin. You can appeal to his sense of freedom of speech. You can appeal to his sense of sharing ideas.
He doesn't believe in those things.
Sharing ideas is very much the libertarian wing of the Republican Party. The open debate, the discussion, the talking about things. The neocon Zionist pro-Israel wing of the Republican Party has never said we should talk to our enemies. They're the people who after 9/11 said we just got to bomb them all. You're either with us or you're against us. They've never been the pro-debate side. So for Tucker to try and appeal to Mark Levin's, Oxford rules debate side, his intellectual side, it's not there, dude. He wants to control. You talked to a 28-year-old kid on your podcast and he blew a fucking gasket because he doesn't like what that kid has to say about his precious Israel. So
what I want to know is what Mark Levin thought he'd get out of pointing all this out to everybody.
Right. And you're going to hear in his response, Mark Levin should have just left this alone.
I hope you'll accept. Let me know. Thanks. The guy is desperate.
He's desperate. Turning Point.
They came to him with an offer.
Turning Point asked him if he would debate you, and he's coming to you with that. Gee, I guess he's desperate.
He's taking a hit on his podcast. He's fighting like hell for his career. He's fighting like hell for his reputation. People are awakening to what scum he actually is.
See, this is, again, this is an old radio guy trick, and I always just blasted hack radio guys for this. Just saying shit doesn't make it true. He's trying to convince his audience, don't listen to anyone else but me. Don't go anywhere else. Don't. Look, you know me. If people hate my guts, go listen to them. You'll see how unhinged and fucking crazy they are. I think that was proved on Friday with the ultimate toe victory. But this idea that Mark Levin can keep his audience in a bubble, can keep him away from the Tuckers, and then convince them that Tucker's failing. You know what? Let's do something real quick. This is easily fact checkable.
Right, let's see Tucker's numbers compared to Levin's. I'll say this. I know for a fact Tucker doesn't need this career. It's a choice thing, but it's one of the reasons some people like him. Yes, he makes money at this. Yes, he makes good money at doing this. He makes damn good money doing this. Like, if you can run a business and run it well, why wouldn't you? But he's not reliant on it.
Let's go ahead and check. So his podcast numbers are down. He's fighting for his career. Tucker Carlson on YouTube, 4.98 million subscribers. Okay, let's take a look at his last few videos. Let's go to 2 months ago. 2 months ago, these were the numbers. 2.3 million, 1.5 million, 282,000, 6.3 million, that's the 9/11 documentary files, 1,619,000, 1.8 million. So really anywhere between 1 and 2 million with one outstanding 6.3 million for the 9/11 thing. So, all right. So Tucker's at about 1 to 2 million 2 months ago. Let's see if he's fighting for his life. Let's see what's up. Here we go. Where's the Nick Fuentes one? Here we go. Nick Fuentes interview 2 weeks ago. 5.9 million views.
Okay.
The next one, a plot to overthrow Venezuela, a thing that most people don't know anything about. 793,000, so right in line. The George Santos one did bomb, 477,000. But then 616, 969, and then the last couple days you need to give these time to, gather views.
Time to cook a bit.
Yeah, 500,000 20 hours ago. That's not even a day old. So Tucker's still right around the 1 million. He pops the occasional 5.96 million.
It has cooled a little, but I don't think enough to really matter.
Yeah, I think Tucker's more relevant now than he's ever been. I certainly don't think he's clawing in the dark for his career.
And he's desperate.
So let's listen to Mark Levin continue to gaslight his audience into thinking that him running away from a Tucker Carlson debate is somehow Tucker Carlson's fault.
And he thinks I'm going to platform him?
No.
No, Mark, first of all, if you and Tucker spoke, he would be platforming you. Number two, he's not platforming you. You're not platforming him. Turning Point USA is platforming the both of you.
He thinks I'm going to help him kick up his podcast ratings?
No. Turning Point.
What would Charlie say? What would Rush say?
I'll tell you what
Do
Charlie.
the show.
I'll tell you what Charlie would say. Come to Turning Point and debate Tucker Carlson.
Show. I think they both would say, do the show.
Again,
you guys believe in your viewpoints. Talk it out. Isn't that what we used to do in this country? Is discuss stuff and let the better viewpoint argue the day? I thought that was democratic or something.
This is more of that manipulation of him trying to use the memory of Charlie Kirk to excuse him trying to skedaddle his way out of an honest debate. I mean, we all look, Charlie Kirk's life is on the record. Charlie Kirk wanted people to get together and debate. So what would Charlie Kirk say? He'd say, quit being a show. He'd say, quit being a whiny Jewish bitch and sit down with Tucker and do the interview. Actually, he would have said, judging by the text days before he died, I'm fucking tired of you people. Sit down and debate or I'm never talking to you again.
What would any rational response? Here it is. I wrote him the following.
Okay.
My family and I want nothing to do with you. What you've become, your vile libels against my faith, millions of Christians. And
by the way, I've noticed that Jewish people love that word, libels. Libels. You're spreading libels about us. Like just the victimhood language. It's the most manipulative victimhood language I've ever heard. They operate from a position of influence and power, but they use victimized language. It's so frustrating and it's so manipulative, and it's like it's fucking mental illness, man.
And I don't know about me because I'm on the outside looking in with this, but whenever like Mark Levin or them pull up like Christian and what you've done to Christians, I'm like, it kind of annoys me because I'm like, hey, I don't know all the rules, but didn't you guys like kill their guy? Like right. If you at least get, and what you've done to Christians is almost worse than when we nailed your Savior to a cross.
My view, what you seek to do to our...
Oh, and then this person who put this video up there, put the Charlie Kirk text messages up there. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. What would Charlie
Kirk's actual beliefs?
Yeah.
So
what would Charlie Kirk say? He'd say this. This is what Charlie Kirk would say. In fact, he wouldn't. It's not that he would say that. He did say that.
He did.
Country. There's nothing to debate. You're a Nazi promoter.
Oh.
You're the modern day David Duke. I debate people with whom I just...
Wait, Tucker Carlson's a Fed? That's wild. I mean, you notice guys like David Duke, when someone...
I called you a Fed!
When someone like Trump in 2016 starts getting traction and starts winning in the polls, what do? All of a sudden, David Duke out of nowhere endorses Donald Trump, vocally endorses Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm sure that David Duke's not a Fed.
Disagree for a living, who are a lot smarter than you, but for whom I have some respect. I'm also disappointed in TPUSA that continues to platform you. It's not about free speech. You could be heard by millions regardless. Some unsolicited advice. Stop long enough to remember who you used to be and what you used to stand for.
That's right. Remember
Which was pushing our narrative.
Remember the Tucker Carlson who defended every war that George Bush walked us into. So Mark Levin had no problem with Tucker Carlson when he was supporting the wholesale slaughter of people in the Middle East. It's only once Tucker started to feel really guilty and shitty about that and started to change his tune that Mark Levin thought he was a Nazi. This is remarkably telling. And also, Mark, the old saying, if you go and you meet an asshole, you met an asshole. If you go out and everybody you meet is an asshole, you're an asshole. I'm disappointed in Tucker. I'm disappointed in Megyn Kelly. I'm disappointed in Nick Fuentes. I'm disappointed in Turning Point USA. I'm disappointed in... Mark, we're meeting an awful lot of assholes, buddy. You want to talk about it?
So, as expected, knee-jerk. For the record, I'm strongly anti-Nazi. Does he sound that way to you, America? Oh, you're going to hear more.
Listen to that. That's what I'm talking about, that manipulative shit.
For the record, I'm here and I'm here.
No. He was reading Tucker's response.
Oh.
Tucker was going, for the record, I'm profoundly anti-Nazi. Does it sound like that, America? See, you're America. You, the people. You're the real America. Until you disagree with guys like this, then you're a communist, shitbag, anti-Semite.
Right. Well, look at Tucker.
Piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Anti-Jew.
He was their boy 5 minutes ago.
Right, exactly. Think about who you used to be. We've got Muslims to kill, God damn it.
That's hardly the point. This seems like the perfect opportunity to rebut what you consider evil ideas and to do it to my face like a man. I think you'd jump at the chance, assuming you believe your positions are defensible. I'm offering the marketplace of ideas you often talk about. Is it possible you can't really defend, for example, what Israel has done to civilians in Gaza?
Nice, Tucker.
I said, there you go.
I mean, Mark, I got to give you advice, buddy. I know I'm not on your side. I know I don't like you. I wouldn't have read these on the air.
Yeah, because this is, again, him just... Again, he's not excusing any of his ideas. He's not calling you... You've already demonized him 4 or 5 times in this whole thing. He's not even demonizing you. He's offering you the chance to, look him in the face and rebut his ideas with your... Again,
right.
Let your argument win.
And you're sitting there going, you're a Nazi, and I hate who you've become. You're a terrible guy. And Tucker's trying to go, Mark, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. Mark Levin's like, you forgot who you used to be. You're either with me or you're my enemy. And Tucker's going, then I will do what I must.
I said, there you go.
Oh, to watch Mark Levin slide into a volcano with no arms and legs anymore? Wait, did he get his arms and legs or just his legs?
I think he got his arms and his legs.
Yeah, he fucked him up pretty bad. He was a stump. When
He
the
either
Emperor
got
found
the
him.
arms and... No, he got the arms and the legs because he had no way to climb back up.
Mark Levin ends the debate. I hate you! I hate you! By the way, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 2-time fuck-up.
Yeah.
Had Vader dead once, didn't finish him off. Had him dead later, remember, with the fight in the Obi-Wan series?
Yep, and then didn't do nothing?
No. Didn't give a shit about the galaxy.
Go. You're not feared, you're despised. Well, you're a coward, and if you change your mind, I'm here. Thanks. You little bastard, you attack my stepson?
Wait, what? Can we go back to that last message? Because it gets kind of fuzzy when it's Mark and when it's Tucker at the end.
Yeah.
I kind of got, you were getting the sense of that too?
Yeah, who's calling who feared and... What?
You bastard, you attacked my stepson with these libels. That's the other thing. People like Mark Levin, and I guess I'll say it, Jews, we're on Rumble now. Jews do this thing. Jews in Mark Levin's position do this thing where they play victim after they pick a fight, they get punched in the nose, they play victim, and then they accuse you of saying shit about people that you never said.
Because they're taking an offense, like you've offended me and my... Like he mentioned earlier, your attacks on my family because you're attacking him, so you're automatically attacking his family. So this means that everything you say about Mark Levin is also directly at his stepson, I guess.
When has Mark Levin... When has Tucker Carlson ever attacked Mark Levin's family?
When's he ever attacked anyone other than his subject?
Right. You're the fat idiot that he doesn't like. I mean, I'm garbage. I'll attack your family if you want me to. Here's my main criticism of your family. They continue to put up with your trifling nonsense. There. That's my attack of your family.
principle you can't really defend, for example, what Israel has done to civilians in Gaza? I said, there you go. You're not feared, you're despised. Well, you're a coward, and if you change your mind, I'm here. Thanks.
That was Tucker's response. You're a coward, and if you want to respond, I'm here.
You little bastard, you attacked my stepson?
What?
You didn't do that face-to-face, did you?
Huh?
You stabbed him in the back while he's serving President Trump on his second tour, while he's in safe rooms with ballistic missiles passing over his head. You little bastard. Nobody's afraid of you.
Well, then debate him.
I'd rather debate a skunk than you.
Yeah, you could win that one.
because it won't talk back.
And skunks, we know, traditionally very Zionist.
Yeah.
Skunks are, well, you know. So wait a minute. Is Mark Levin's stepson, like, in the administration?
Either way, what's the attack? That I don't remember, unless he's referencing something entirely from a different point of time. I have no idea where Tucker Carlson said anything to him about anything. And by the way, Tucker Carlson's biggest thing of like, well, you're whatever, and I'll be here talking. Like, that was his big hit back. Like, he didn't even attack Mark Levin this whole time.
No.
He just asked, you can defend your positions on these things. I can defend my positions again. Again, his positions are against like what's happening to civilians in Gaza, like civilians in Gaza being starved out. And I've seen the footage and stuff. People being murdered, getting food. Like that, you don't have to like Hamas. You can be against what's happening to people in Gaza because you have this weird effing thing called empathy. When you see a child that has like an exposed spinal column and rib cage.
Johnny, in fairness, Mark Levin can't when they have brown skin. It's a medical condition he has. It's called being a Zionist Jew.
Oh, it's weird because I can relate to that for a split second, but again, there's something about me when I see a young person and their skeletal structures poking through their skin. I get this weirdly like, what is wrong with you?
The fuck, dude? Why are you attacking Mark Levin's stepson?